So today I realized that life is just a huge optimization problem. And philosophy, psychology, self-help techniques, heuristics, anything in books, people advice, everything is a way to optimize this problem. So everything is an algorithm to make the problem easier to solve and make it faster and make it easier to iterate and get better. Hello, guys. I'm João Perizuti. This is Zero to Stoic Day 3. This is a series where I talk about my journey to success and my journey to Stoicism. And I let you guys know what I learned in my life, what I learned with books. And today I had this thought. And why I had this thought? So, 3 years ago, I had a really bad breakup. And me and the girl never talked again. And when it happened, I felt really, really shitty. Like, I thought it was like the end of the world. But nowadays, I realized it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like it made me start going to the gym more seriously. It started me doing more self improvement. It made me notice I wasn't perfect. I started reading more. I started noticing I didn't know shit about shit, and it started making me read. So it was literally the best thing that ever happened. Like my life was here in the relationship, and it went like this, and it was great. But at the time, it didn't feel like that. And because it didn't feel like that, I felt it was going to be sadness forever. So I was just really, really depressed. And because I was really, really depressed, it took me a lot of time to learn the lessons, right? It took me a lot of time to actually learn what I should learn and move on. And then today, out of nowhere, this girl did my ex, right? She texted me out of nowhere saying she was sorry. And then this made me think about it. Like, it was out of nowhere. Like, we don't talk for this past 3 years. And this made me think, like, in the end, it was all for the good. So what if I had saw that just after it happened, right? Like I would have saved myself all the trouble, like all the depression after, and I would have just learned from it and get better. Like I would have got all the benefits without all the negatives. And more important, I would have had a faster feed, feedback feedback loop. This sorry guys, this idea comes from the lean startup. And in the lean startup, they say the better you can have a feedback loop or get feedback from your customers, the more you can reiterate and the better you can have your startup. So I think it works the same as life. Like the faster we can fail and learn from our failures, the better it is because we optimize our time and we get better and better and better. And if you think about it, the most successful people in the world are the people that risk everything. Elon Musk is a risk taker. He always says he would be a billionaire or he would be really poor because he's always taking risks. He always taking risks and not letting his ego take over and say, oh, you failed and this is your new. He learns from his risks, he gets better, better, and better. And the other book, AntiFragile, that I always talk about, I really like this book. I'm reading it right now. Also talks about systems like that, like systems that get stronger as they fail. Like they use the failures for data. And I think philosophy, especially the dichotomy of, how do you say it? The dichotomy of control for Stoicism is something to try to make you better at that. Like everyone is like, oh, philosophy is everything, but philosophy is just algorithms to make your life better. Like with the dichotomy of the okay, with the fucking thing where you say, oh, there's stuff I control and there's stuff I don't control, and you focus on what you control. That makes you less depressed. Like if I had applied that when I had a breakup, I would say, okay, I don't control like what happens right now. Like I don't control the future, I don't control the growth. Like so why don't focus on what I control? And what do you control? You control your way to learn from stuff, right? You control the way to have fast feedback loops and not to bring it to your ego. So, and I've been thinking about it, and it's our optimization problem. Like our main resource is time, and we want to optimize time to get the most information and get the most resources out of our time, right? And the more resources and the more information we have, and the more we learn, the better we can make decisions and the better we can operate. So by using Stoicism, you can get these faster feedback loops that will keep you improving your life more and more and more. And another idea from Stoicism is that Stoicism tries to see stuff as it already happened. Like you ask yourself, like, oh, I already saw this happening 10,000 times. What is the fucking there's a thing where you try to visualize negative visualization, right? You visualize worse. What does that do to you? First, it makes you grateful for the present, which makes you more effective in the present. Second, it makes it so when stuff happens, you can actually learn from it and not be like dwelling on your errors. Because if you're dwelling on your errors, you're just going to be emotional and you're not going to actually get like good feedback, right? So yeah, so maybe computer science is actually the answer for everything, right? Like I was kind of sad that I went for data science. If you guys don't know, I am in data science, but now it makes me see stuff in a better way. Like maybe actually everything is you trying to optimize your life and trying to make it better and try to make it more well lived and try to optimize your brain, and is you learning and learning. And the faster, like maybe it's not about intelligence, maybe it's not about all of that, maybe it's about how fast you can reiterate, learn from your mistakes and get better, 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 right? And philosophy, psychology, they're not anything else than means to an end. So the means to do this. So I think how you judge a philosophy is how good of an algorithm it is. How good of an algorithm is going to make your life. How much it's going to like make you learn from your life. And Stoicism is perfect for that. Like I love Stoicism. I also like absurdism and existentialism, but I think Stoicism is the best one. I mean, this is the tree, right? But I've been applying it to my life. And how did I try to apply stoicism with the girl? Like if it was me like a year ago, I would have answered and I would have been like texted a lot because she was my ex, right? And I really liked her. But I just realized like she's like her reactions is not in my control. What is in my control is my self control, right? So it's like okay, she said sorry. It's okay. Like if I reply, I'm just going to open another feedback loop. Like I just not bro, I got obsessed with this word. It's crazy. I'm going to open like another open loop, and I'm going to keep talking for her. And I don't really want that, so I accept that. Thanks, like that. The sorry, I felt good, and I just didn't reply, and I felt great about it. It's like stoicism is actually great. Um, Today too in the gym, I was like working the leg extension. Right, and a guy just comes and take the machine. So I let him finish the set. I just go to him and I say like, "Sorry, man. I think you didn't see me, but I was using this machine." And he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sorry." And I was like, "No, bro, it's okay. You can work in with me." And then the guy, he was really nice to me. He was like, just like he sounded like a really tough guy, you know. But he was like, "Oh yeah, you're cool, bro. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I didn't mean to do that." But like he looked like he could take me and five other people in a fight. And like the guy was full of toxic shit. And like just treating other people as in a good way is also an art because you optimize for the long term. You optimize your happiness for the long term. And the Sykes actually realized this so long ago. And I don't know if it is different perspectives because now I have the computer science perspective and I am a computer scientist and I like computers, or maybe it's like different mental frames where you can see stuff like I'm looking at it from a computer scientist, but you can also look at it from a mathematician, right? Or you can look at it by from any kind of perspective. I also had an idea about startup. So I had this idea about startups. I think in the future everyone is going to have an AI system for like personal AI system. Um, Research show that most people use AI for like not most people, but I think 30%. Someone told me that, so maybe false. 30% people use AI as a friend, and I think a lot of people still don't use it, and it's great. Like I use it like a therapist, and I think if you have a watch that measures your heart, measures your anxiety, like learns from you, and you have an AI assistant connected to that, you can have an AI assistant that will text you when stuff gets tough, when you get anxious, it can give you advice. It's like therapy on the go, right? You're getting therapy throughout your day instead of only 1 hour. And I think that would be really fucking effective because it's like having a second brain working at every single second because our brain is full of biases, our brain is fucked up. So that's why we need all these heuristics. But what if we have a second brain working like looking at the first brain and giving advice? And this would be the AI system, like giving advice to the first brain. And even more advanced than that would be to put chips in your brain to notice bias and to make our brain operate better. And I love neuroscience and I would love to do that. And also today I noticed something. Like I feel like I'm going to change the world. Like I could just say it because I truly believe I'm going to change the world someday. And yeah, thank you guys for listening. This was a dream. Today I meditated. Today I did a diet. Today I'm teaching. It was a good day. Yeah, it was a great day. Gratitude been great. I still have to practice more mindfulness, but it was a good day. Thank you guys, and we'll see.